about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not ready.
Hello friends and enemies, it's me Isabel here with some fun recommendations around single parent romances. So I actually don't always love single parent romances. I don't really like kids in my books. That sounds so mean, but I don't. It's just not a thing I'm here for. But these are the ones that for me are standouts. So let's get right into it and talk about one of my least favorite tropes but favorite books in that trope. First of all, we have Thirsty by Mia Hopkins, which follows Sal Rosa, who is from, these are based in LA, and he has gotten into some trouble and all sorts of things with the local gang, and he ends up living in the garage of a single mom and her grandma's. He gets cheap rent there and can stay there. Pretty much, you know, he's not supposed to see the kid really. It's not his kid, and you know, supposed to stay out of the way. Him and the daughter end up having a romance. Not the child daughter, the grown daughter. Have a little romance happen, and it is smoking hot. I love how driven Sal is to do better in his life and to change and grow and be there for the woman he's in love with. I also love how the story all unfolds around his brother, Eddie, who is in book 2, Trash. There is no single parent in that. But yeah, this book I devoured. Loved it immensely. Can't recommend it enough. I also enjoy, this is going to be a weird statement, the amount of child that was present in the book. I never was worried, like, who has this child, who's watching them, where are they? Because her grandma was involved in the story, so you always knew she was safe. But I also wasn't like, oh my god, get this child off the page. So it worked really, really well for me because of how much the child was on the page and the way in which the child was on the page. This is a smoking hot one. I highly recommend it. If you haven't read it yet, you can't go wrong. I am dying for Tanked, the 3rd book in this series, and I'll probably do a big reread when that comes out. Next, we have a recent read, which is Charge by Kate C. Wells. This is a single parent romance as well. Kayla, our heroine, is a single mom. Content warning here for assault, sexual assault, and shitty parents, and death of a parent. She is a single mom. She got pregnant at 15. She doesn't know who the dad is, hence sexual assault situation. There's a discussion of rape on the page. And she has been trying to raise her son by herself for a little over a year now. She moves into an apartment across the street, is where Charge's dad lives, Pops, and he sees her moving in and goes and helps her, and they kind of banter back and forth. It's a very cute meet cute, and her 6-year-old son is adorable in this book. I really, really liked the kid in this one. He felt so spunky and just full of it, very much like a lot of 6-year-olds I've met, and I found that very enjoyable overall. So I do really like the kid in this one, even though he's much more present on the page. I think what I found most enjoyable in this single parent romance personally is that while Charge is in a motorcycle club and stuff, they're pretty much above the board. Like, they're not doing drug runs and things like that necessarily anymore. Most of their money comes from actual, like, legitimate businesses. But he also doesn't, like, at first he's like, I can't get involved with something with a kid. But when he finally decides he's gonna start dating Kayla, he just takes them both on dates. It's no questions asked. There's no, like, second guessing in his mind. He just kind of steps up and does it. And I think that's really attractive. If you're going to really commit to somebody that has a kid, I feel like that's something you need to do. And I love that that is something he did. So I absolutely adored this. I think that this is such a good, just such a good one. It's so cute. It was so sweet. I blew through this book. It was such a fast read, and hopefully I'll read book 2 very soon, if I haven't already by the time you see this video. Then I have one that I think a lot of us have probably heard about, which is Let Me Love You by Alexandria House. So Let Me Love You is book 1 in the McLean brothers. This I really enjoyed. So this follows Joe Walker, who is working at this like fancy jewelry place, and the rap legend Big South shows up and he wants to take her out. Turns out that she's a single parent, and her child's dad is like another rapper, and they're kind of rivals. And it follows a lot of her, the two of them navigating this together. Like, what is it if they're gonna be together? How will he take care of her daughter and her? And it just, honestly, it was a really sweet romance overall. It was very fun. We had the lavish lifestyle, of course, stuff happening, which is always a blast in my opinion. And yeah, we kind of just watched them fall in love and end up becoming together, and then her ex of course is super shitty. This one was nice. The child is like a baby, like toddler maybe, pretty small, so it's not too bad what we deal with in this one. And it is some of the dad being honestly just a general asshole, so be forewarned going in. Next we have To Hate Adam Connor, which is another celebrity romance. This one follows the friend in To Love Jason Thorne, and Adam Connor moves in next to the Jason Thorne and his wife, and this friend like sees him and his kid, and it's very, very cute. It's a very awkward meet cute situation. She saves his kid from drowning and ends up stepping in to kind of not quite nanny the child but help out some while he works on going through a divorce with his crappy ex, who kind of doesn't want their kid. And the kid in this one was really, really cute, really fun. It was interesting because they kind of discussed the implications of having a child and paparazzi and all of those things and how you deal with that, and I really did enjoy that aspect of it, because that stresses me out. Paparazzi stress me out, y'all, so much. Just the idea of it, I could never handle it. It would not happen. I would just never leave my house. Anyways, this follows their relationship. It's kind of a nice slow build where he's like falling in love with her and he feels like he shouldn't, and his son like adores her, and he was a very cute kid on page. And then of course again we have kind of the shitty ex, and they kind of come to terms in a good way, and it was a really fun read. I blew through this one also in like a day, so what can I say? Then last but not least is one that I feel like probably gets wrecked a lot for this trope, but I had to do a historical, and this is The Governess. So this is The Governess game by Tessa Dare. I loved this one. I particularly read this one for the children, and I wreck it for the kids because they have funerals every day for their doll, and if that's not the best thing I've ever read, I don't know what is. So she ends up accidentally becoming their governess. I think she's a clock repairer type person, and she gets hired for this role, and these kids, he's like their uncle and he's like taking custody of them because like both their parents passed, and these two little girls are so rambunctious and just precious beans. I love them. We must protect them with all our heart. And yeah, they hold funerals for this doll every day. She dies of various diseases, and it's just the slow build of her taking care of these two girls that are such a treat and falling in love with this duke, and I loved it. I kind of want to go reread it right now. This is the second book in the Girl Meets Duke series by Tessa Dare, and yeah, I honestly, if you haven't read this one somehow, you need to get on it immediately. That's how good it is. It's so freaking good, y'all. You need to read this book. I freaking love it so much, so much. Yeah, I love this book. Again, you know, these are my standout single parent romance recs, like, not my favorite trope always. So I would love to know your favorite single parent romance in the comments, so maybe I can try some more out. And if you don't want to do that, drop me a baby emoji, I guess. I don't know. Give me a baby emoji. And I will have links to all the books I just talked about in that description box for you, as well as links to anywhere you can be my friend on the internet. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.
What we can be, life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for.